loves, so welcome to a new video here on the channel. This one is going to be dedicated to the setup of the nolty for 2026. And it's interesting because I had decided that I wasn't going to get the nolty for next year. However, I had a strike of expiration, and honestly, it's not the fault of the nolty itself. I love, 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 love the nolty paper. But I was kind of struggling to figure out what to use it for, and the fact that it doesn't lay all that flat is also kind of a nuisance to me. But I realized that I really wanted a space where I could kind of document my social media stuff, not really in a sense of like planning per se, because I do that in the Muji calendar, which is very scrappy for me, but more in the okay, this is when I posted an X platform, a singular place to track my stats every month. And then I realized that one of the cool ways I could use potentially the timeline on here is to kind of mark what times it is that I post things because especially for like YouTube videos, it's not super easy to see that in YouTube Studio. And so I've been doing that for a couple of weeks and I have really been liking it quite a lot. And I figured, you know what? This is a really great way to be able to keep this notebook in my lineup for next year. And so that's what I did. And the idea is that potentially I can even add my thumbnails, like my big thumbnails for the videos in this little section here. But the issue still remained that I'm not a fan of the fact that it doesn't lay all that flat. And so right now I just have it in my pocket, or rather my passport TN. But what I decided to do, which by the way, I did decorate the craft folder. I'm gonna show that because I love it very, very much. Look at Robin and Luffy. This little Luffy was a stamp that Georgia from Georgia Journal sent me. He lives here. So cute. I did decorate this to try and make it a little bit easier. But what I decided for 2026 was that I'm going to do what it is that I do best, what it is that I am known for, and I'm going to debind this. So originally, I didn't want to debind or unbind the nolty because I really love the little packaging that it comes in. This little book is really, really cute. I love it, makes me feel nostalgic for a reason that I can't quite pinpoint. But I love it a lot. However, the fact that it doesn't lay flat is just too much of a nuisance for me. So I'm going to unbind it. And the idea is that I will have it live inside of my Me Plus Slim Pad. So I love this thing. It's one of the the best things that happened to me this year so far in terms of covers. I love it very, very much. And in theory, it should fit in here. It might stick out a little bit. I'm not 100% certain, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see if it fits, and if I have to maybe chop off a bit of the sides, then we'll look into that. We'll look into it. But I think in theory it might be a little bit big. Now that I'm looking at it, you can kind of see there. It might stick out a little. I don't know. This might be a bad idea. Do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? I do technically want to do it because the idea too is that if I do this every single year, then I can get like a really big storage binder and I can have about like 3 to 5 years in one binder. And that way it's really easy for me to kind of see the growth um, in a kind of linear way that, I mean, potentially I could do this digitally as well, but I like the idea of having it in a little binder. Hmm. I'm getting nervous now. What about, how about I perforate one of these pages instead and see how that works? How about I do that? Okay, that might be better and not as risky. So let me go ahead and come over here because I'm not going to be using any of these past, actually, even better. Let's use a notes page. I lied. Let's use one of the Gantt charts because I'm certainly not going to be using it. Where's my perforator? My handy dandy perforator tool, my Bakuteku. Okay. Get it as close as I can. cool. So that's about as close as I can get it. And then let's go ahead and now here's where I get into trouble because this little tiny thing is a little bit still too difficult for me to figure out. So let's see. So okay, it is smaller. So it's about the same size. See? So that it should fit. It should fit then. Okay. So let's see here. So if I put it at the mini, right? Put it at the, or should I put pocket? Let's do pocket. No, see, it doesn't, right there. Right there is at the P for pocket. Goodness gracious. So you can kind of see there. This is, I still have to figure it out. Like this is, a lot of people use this. Okay, so it is in the mini. Okay, so if I do mini, that captures the 3 of those. And then I have to push it up here. Da, da, da. And that is in the bottom 2. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so the idea is I put it all the way up to mini, right? Like right here. And then I do these 2 here. Got it. Cool. And so then if I put this in here, it fits. It fits. It does cut into the Gantt chart a little bit, which is a little annoying, but that's to be expected. Obviously, this is a bound book, it's not meant to be a rings situation. So, okay, cool. Now that we know that fits, then I can pretty confidently debind, sorry about that, debind this 2026 nolty. Okay, so let's get her out of here. And where's my X-Acto knife? Something to know about me is that I am not very careful. Please do not follow in my footsteps. There is a level of care that you should take with these type of things. So just keep that in mind. And we are not even going to hesitate here. There we go. So that's one side taken care of. And then let me take out this little address and memo. Okay. And then let's do this side. And I kind of want to see if I can keep the cover, so I'm not going to, okay. So now it is removed from its casing. Let me take a picture of this for Instagram. So cute. I may consider, we'll see. We'll see. First up is removing that. And then, see how flat it lays now? Ugh, love. I'm studying the way that these are laid together. Honestly, this is really well done. Not to say that Hobonichi isn't well done, right? But I mean, it was fairly easy to unbind the Hobonichi. And this one is not. Oh, did I rip that out? Is that me? Okay, like this is one segment. Okay, I think. Okay, we got action. So that's one segment, and it's happening, guys. We've removed our first signature, so we are in fact debinding this baby. And you do, even if, like, regardless of what book it is you're doing, you want to be kind of gentle. Like, I'm always talking about, like, not really hesitating, but particularly in this portion of it, if you're going to be unbinding like this, especially, like, can you see here? Let me see if there's a little way that I can you see here, like, this section, how it's kind of glued? This page that's glued together, you want to be gentle with it because it can very easily kind of like break, and you don't want to break your paper. So just be, just give it a little shimmy so that you reveal the stitching, and then you can remove that. And every so often I do kind of come in here and just kind of try and remove this excess. It makes it a little bit easier for the subsequent ones. So yeah. Also, I don't have a video on the channel that shows the process of me debinding the Hobonichi cousin, but I do have that video available for my patrons. It was an experiment that I wasn't 100% sure would work out, and so I didn't choose to make that available. Via the regular channel, but it is available to patrons. It's not like a tutorial per se, but it kind of goes pretty in detail for the whole process. So see here, this is breaking a little bit, so I don't want that to be the case. I'm just gonna put in my X-Acto knife in there and just make sure. You will get these kind of like frayed edges. That's kind of a given. You can always clean it up after you're done, which is what I will be doing as well. But yeah, just be gentle with it, as gentle as you can be. I mean, it does require a bit of force to separate them, some of them, so just keep that in mind. I think I'm going to time lapse this section, so I'll meet you here once we're done. Okay, so we have our signatures all separated, and there was some minor issues here and there, but nothing too crazy. So now I'm going to go ahead and separate the individual spreads. And then, you know what? Actually, what I might do is I might just use my paper cutter, make this process a little bit easier. And you could do this with your X-Acto knife, but I don't really trust myself all that much. So, yeah. I'm just gonna line this up and cut them. You can't really see the paper cutter all that much because of the size of my desk, but yeah, I'll kind of just go through this and get these cut. Okay, friends, so we are on the home stretch. I don't think there's any more cutting that needs to be done, so I'm going to cap my X-Acto knife. Make sure I don't hurt myself. These are the little crispy edges. As you can see, our block is clean, and that was much simpler than going through what I did last time and just like one by one detaching the spreads and then cutting them. For the most part, because I tried to measure, the block is pretty much equidistant. Like I did a pretty good job, I feel, of getting them cut well, so that's nice. I did not, I'm not gonna include this little section of it, which is the 2025, and then all the maps, just because I don't need that, so that's being said goodbye, or we're saying goodbye to that. Let's see here. So this was our scrap. We can get rid of that. I did consider moving in some of the pages from the 2025 nolty, because this is all over the place and I'm not really going to use this in the same kind of way. I consider kind of like perforating these pages, sticking them into one of my journals, and then cutting out the pages that I have been using and putting them in here, because this does start, the Gantt chart starts in November and this starts in December. So I think I am going to do that right now. And so let's get that done. And I am going to use my perforation tool. So yeah, that's just going to be easier than splitting this whole thing up. As you can see, it just doesn't lay flat. It's so annoying. I hate it so much. It makes me so sad. Where's Bakudeku? There you are. Okay, and I am going to do it this way just because it's easier for me to do it this way. But please feel free to do this any which way. I mean, I don't know if any of you are going to do this, but feel free. I love seeing everyone be free with their journals, right? Like our journals are meant to serve us. So use them in whichever way they serve you best. And I think I did it thick enough so that I could get, yes. Oh, I love to see it. Did I do this one too? Oh my gosh, I'm on a roll. Look at that. The power of a perforation tool. Okay, and so now I did that, and I believe that we start here with, okay, perfect. So this starts in November. So let's get, wow, I got it all the way up to here. It's crazy. Good job, Chris. Okay, where is my little thing? And the reason I'm using this one is because it's an acrylic that's like pretty hard. And so my metal one is a little bit too thin. And so I find that I have issues with it sometimes. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep doing that as well so that I get a good cut. So, oh, okay, that went through very, very well. Okay. That one was not successful. It's okay. It's okay. We'll clean it up. We'll clean it up. No worries. Okay, and then, oh, that's delicious actually, because since since December starts on a Monday, it clears the whole, oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to line these up so I can clean them up because they are a little bit disastrous. Okay, and so this I'm going to put into one of my other, probably in the Magpie. Oops. And then these are the ones that belong in here. So So we start here. And then I will have to, what do I do? Huh. It's bigger. It's bigger? Did I get a different size? Oh no. Oh no. That means that this is bigger. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh no, guys. We have a problem. That makes sense because it didn't fit the same. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. Houston, I forgot that there's two different sizes of the nolty. Oh my goodness. Houston, what do I do? Yeah, that's way bigger. Ugh, I don't like that. Okay, I guess we could potentially cut off the top. Ooh, but I don't like that either. Okay, I guess we could, okay. The bottom. Yeah, I guess we could do the bottom. Okay. Back to the drawing board, guys. We have a new predicament here. Okay, so that's a lot. Oh no. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? How did I not notice that until literally right now? What do you mean? Guys, send help. What do you I held these both in my hands and I didn't notice that one was way bigger. Oh, lordy lord. Goodness me. Okay, let me think. I cannot believe this nonsense. Okay, so technically it fits inside of like the, oh my goodness gracious. That's crazy, guys. I've been thrown for a loop. I've been thrown for a loop. Is this similar to the A6 size? Okay, that's a B6 Slim, so that's smaller still. That's good at least. At least it's smaller than a B6 Slim. What size is this? I'm gonna have to look up what size this is. Guys, we're like literally at the home stretch, about to finish, only to be bamboozled at this point in the game. Can we believe it? Oh, goodness me. Okay. Goodness me. It's like way bigger. I can't believe this. Oh, goodness gracious. It's kind of like the same size as the Moleskines Daper page, whatever size this is. Okay, that makes sense. Now, I have put in a Moleskine Daper page in here, but I did have to cut it down. So, you know, see? Cut it down. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Okay. What do I do? What do I do? I'm having a hard time, guys. I'm going to brainstorm, and I'll be back when I've figured something out. Okay, so as you would have seen in this little section, I did have to make a decision and I cut them down. I also moved it around so that instead of it being like the regular nulty, right, where you have a spread like this, you have the week on this side and the blank page on this side, I decided that I would flip it around so that the week was on this side. The reason for that is because I think that ultimately, I'm not sure. I might still decide to use this as a media tracker, not media tracker, as a social media tracker of sorts. I am cutting it a little bit close with this bottom section. There's not a whole lot of space there. Usually, I only post one video on Sundays, so it shouldn't be a huge problem. But the reason I did that is because that way I can glue this in and not have to worry about it. Like I don't have to really worry about this side anymore. I'm just going to use this one side. I might ultimately decide to switch things up. These past couple of weeks, I've been using a weekly spread to kind of just have a little bit of creative musings collection. So, I mean, there's a possibility for me to do something like that here with this nulty. I do think I'm gonna continue to use these as trackers though. I do think I'm gonna use them as trackers for social media. So I'm gonna transfer that. I guess that since I have made these the correct size, I can put in these as well. So let me punch them. So I am still a little bit bummed that I picked the wrong I chose the wrong size and I didn't realize until I finished debinding it. That's a bit unfortunate. I don't love that, but it is what it is. That's just the name of the game sometimes. No big deal. I was able to figure out how to work around it. Okay, so then this is the 10th, this is the 3rd, and then this is here. Okay. And so that can go here. Oh, I am missing one. Where is it? Oh, here. Oh, this is November. Hold on. I'm missing one. Where are you? Here. And like sometimes things like this just make it so that, you know, you maybe come up with a different idea for it. So again, no harm, no foul. I'm still going to be using them. At the end of the day, it is paper, and I'm sure that I'm going to get a bunch of people being like, but if you're going to use it that way, why don't you just buy, inserts? And well, like I mentioned, I like the nulty paper, and as soon as I buy something, I get to do with it whatever I want to do. And if I want to rip it apart and use it in this way, then I get to do that because it's my choice to do so. So there's that. And so now we have a little tracker. I do think I'm going to keep using it that way because I think it's cute. What I ultimately did was they're not all going to fit in here for the year. So the only other pocket that I have is this Metropole that's literally crumbling apart. I am still holding out for a Ranger, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a pocket insert from Ashford. Next order I make from Ashford. That's the only one I realized that I don't have is the pocket. So I just put it in here for now to kind of store it. And then hopefully by the time that I get to the point where I need to move this out, I already have an alternative option for that. So that is my tumultuous journey with the nulty. I was not expecting for this to go the way that it went, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. I think at the end I'm still able to use them in the same way that I plan to, with just some minor adjustments. Um, and I'm glad that the way that I punched holes in it, it didn't eat into the actual numbers, so that's good. I don't ever post anything past midnight really, so that's not a big deal. And like I said, I usually only post one thing on Sundays, so that's fine. If I need more space, I could always just go like on top, right? And that's fine. It's no biggie. And I like the fact that I moved it in this way so that I can, instead of archiving it, I can glue it into the pages instead. That's an option. Or I can, do something similar to what I did here, where I have a tracker in the back instead, and then I can still archive it. So we'll see. There's a couple of options that I have at my disposal. I haven't made a decision just yet. But yeah, there's that. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video and its chaoticness. And stay tuned because there's going to be a bunch of other setup videos throughout the next couple of weeks. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.